Yeah, so welcome to Maths with Ish. We want to solve this problem. So solution. Um, so we are asked to integrate this. Now, what we are going to do here is to say let sec with x be equal to u, and of course I can write it as u is equal to sec with x. Now let me differentiate this. The u, the x. To differentiate a trigonometric function, differentiate the antecedent, that will give me 1 over 2 root x, and then differentiate the trigonometry using your standard integral. You know, when you differentiate sec x, you will get sec x tan x. So similarly, when you differentiate sec root x, the standard integral form, that will give me sec root x tan root x. Okay, and from here, if I make the x the subject of the formula, I'm going to have um I'm going to have 2 root x du all over sec root x tan root x. Okay, so this identity is very important. We are going to make use of it now. And okay, so I think we're almost done. So now let's substitute now into equation star. Let's substitute call this one equation 1, equation 2. Substitute equation 1 and 2 into equation star above. So when we do that, so this gives us integral of, now remember we say equation 1 u equals to sec, so this will give me my u square, and then my root x here, then times, come in, I think this is, and times this the x, by the x, which is 2 with x du over sec with x tan with x. Now from this you also discover that this sec with x from here is also equals to u. Okay, so we're also going to replace this, so that will give us u square over with x, the 2 with x all over, in place of this sec with x, I put my u, then tan with x, then I put my du. Okay, now we can cancel out, let's cancel out with x, can cancel out with x, and u can cancel out u here as well. Okay, so that I'll be left with integral of 1u is left here. Okay, so that u that is left here times 2, that gives me 2u, that gives me 2u, and then for the denominator I'm left with tan root x, then dot du. Okay, Okay, now we are going to use this identity I wrote here. This is a very useful identity. Tan x is equal to sec tan x equal to square root of sec square x. So similarly, tan root x is going to be equal to square root of sec square root x minus 1. Okay, du. Now let's replace back our u again here. Remember, the aim is we want everything to be in u form, okay, to have u. So this is going to be square root of, remember, our sec root x is u, so our sec square root x will be what? U squared. Okay, u squared minus 1. Then we have our du. Can you see that? Okay, so I think we are almost done with this. Everything now is now in the right form. So let's go. We can now say we can now write this one in indices form as 2u into u square minus 1 raised to the power of minus half, and then we'll put our du. Can you see that? So now we are going to say let u, or let's use something else. Let m be equal to u square minus 1. And if m is equal to u square minus 1, it implies that our dm du is going to be what? Is going to be 2u. And the implication is that our du is going to be equal to dm over 2u. Okay, so now I think I'm done with this identity. I don't think I need this identity anymore, so let's delete it. Now remember, let's call this identity here, let's call this one equation. Let's call this one equation star star. So now I'm going to substitute this equation star star, sorry, this du. Remember, we're supposed to have du here. Sorry, let me put it. Okay, so I'm going to substitute this du and this value for m into what? Equation star star. Is that okay? So let's go. So let me rewrite that. Remember that we have integral of, we're going to put equation 3 into equation star star above, and so that gives us integral of, now remember we have 2u here, so we're going to have 2u in place of u square minus 1 we have m, so let's put that. We have 2u, then we have m raised to the power of minus half, then our du, these are du, the m over 2u, the m over 2u. So can you see that? So from here you can now see that this 2u will cancel out this 2u. Can you see that? So that we are left with integral of m raised to the power of minus half the m. And of course, we can integrate this. This is going to give us If we add 1 to this, that's going to give me half. So it's going to give me half. Then we'll divide by that same half. And then we say plus C. Okay? And from here, I can tidy up my work as 2m with the power of half plus C. Now, which is also the same thing as 2 root m plus C. Now, remember the original question does not have m, so I'm going to replace back my value for m, okay? Now, remember that my value for m is u squared minus 1, so I put my u squared minus 1 plus C, and then also our value does not contain u, so let's go back. Remember our u is sec root x, so replace it by sec root x. So we have 2 square root of sec square root x minus 1 plus C. And this is our answer. This is our answer, and that's absolutely correct.